So we were discussing about the functional groups. Whenever they are present for a particular functional group, what should be the suffix, right? We have seen about carboxylic acid as a functional group, aldehyde as a functional group, ketone as a functional group, and acid chloride as a functional group, and even alcohol, right? Next functional group is NH2. What is it? What does it mean by group? Amines. If NH2 group is present in a compound, that functional group is called as amines or amino group, right? Compounds are called as amines. For that, what you should do? Same, remove E and write amine as the suffix. Let us apply that on methane. If the name is methane, what you have to do? You have to remove E and add methanamine. Same way for ethane, ethanamine. Same way for propane, propanamine. If ethene is there, ethenamine. Propene is there, propenamine. You have to remove E and write amine as the suffix, right? Same way, what next you can have? Acid chloride is there, acid over ester. If ester is the functional group, okay, if ester is the functional group, what does it mean by ester? Formula is C double bond O O C. This should be present in the compound, okay, or O R. Any alkyl group or any carbon on this side, right? If this group is present, it is called as alkoxy, and it is called as alkanoate. This is called as alkanoate and that is called as alkoxy, okay? So now if the compound is, I will take the help of an example here, ethane here, right? This is the compound in which the functional group is ester, right? What should be the name? This is alkoxy group and this is alkanoate group. Its name should be no need to remove E, no need to remove anything, just write alkoxy alkanoate, and this alka is the root word. This is not the root word. What is the root word here? This alk is not the, this is not meth eth propbute. What is the root word? This alk is the root word. Suppose in this case, what is the alkoxy group? Methoxy. What is the alkanoate group? 1, 2. 2 means ethane. Ethanoate is that one and methoxy is the this one, right? So what is the name of this compound? Methoxy ethanoate is the name of this compound, in which this small circle should come first and the big circle should come next, and the big circle's carbon is the root word, small circle carbon is not the root word. For which group? If ester is the functional group, I wrote C double bond O O R. So right, this is the example of ester. Next we will go for CN functional group. Right, CN functional group. What does it mean by CN? Nitriles. Right, nitriles. I will write the name as nitrile and then formula. CN. If nitrile is present, simply remove E and write nitrile, methane nitrile, ethane nitrile, propane nitrile. That suffix should come after the root word. Okay, so this is for nitrile. Till now we have covered almost all the important functional groups. Next is amide. Another important functional group is amide. What is the formula for amide? C double bond O NH2, right? C double bond O NH2, methanamide. Same way, remove E and write amide as the suffix. Right? Okay, one more functional group which we have left is ether. What is the formula of ether? This is the formula. On one side of carbon there is, one side of oxygen there is carbon, other side of the oxygen also there is carbon. So what you have to write is alkyl, alkyl. So simply which alkyl is this, which alkyl is this should be written. No need of removing E, no need of adding E, nothing. Just write dialkyl ether. Its name should be this. Okay. If two different alkyl, suppose this is also CH3, this is also CH3, you should write dimethyl ether. Sometimes you can have different alkyl groups. Here the alkyl group can be say prop, here the alkyl group can be say pent. What you will write? No. One alkyl group is prop, another alkyl group is eth. Follow alphabetical order. E comes first, so ethyl, propyl, ether. Okay, so these are some of the important functional groups which we will come across in giving a name to the organic compound, right? Now what we will do is we will go for prefixes. Root word is over, suffix is over, now go for prefixes. Who becomes prefix? Right? Some repeated groups or substituents which becomes prefixes are this. What are the? Nitro. If NO2 group is present in the compound, it should always become a prefix. What should be the prefix? Write nitro. Okay, otherwise I will say NO2, write nitro. For Cl, write chloro. Same way for Br, write bromo. For iodine, write iodo. Same way for OR, methoxy. In ester also we have seen, right? Methoxy. Methoxy became prefix or not in that case? Yes. Same way, if you get methyl, CH3, you should write methyl. In this group, one hydrogen is less, so it should not be written as methane, it should be written as methyl. Methane means CH4, but here one hydrogen is less, so the prefix should be methyl. Same way, CH2, CH3, one carbon less. CH3 means ethane, but one hydrogen less means what you should write? ethyl. Same way, CH2, CH2, CH3 means what you should write? Propyl. Right? These are some of the prefixes. They always becomes prefixes. Their name should never be written as a suffix in the molecule. Okay? And benzene ring also. In the compound, if benzene ring is there, your prefix should be phenyl. Anything else you can have as a prefix? Nitro, chloro, bromo, iodo, methoxy, methyl, ethyl, propyl, all alkyl groups, and phenyl, right? What else you can have as a prefix is by following the series of priority order, or it can also be called as priority order series, which we will not see now. These are just the basics. Okay, something else can be acted as a prefix. What? That we will see next. After seeing the general rules, we will go for priority order. First you should know what are the basic rules, then only you can judge who is important and who is not important, right? Now we will start with the rules of IUPAC nomenclature for organic compounds. Whenever I ask a question, you should be able to search from the data we have and immediately get with the name. Okay, let us go for IUPAC nomenclature. The first rules of IUPAC nomenclature is whenever a compound is given to you, you should always try to select the longest carbon chain from a given compound. Longest carbon chain in the sense, if a compound has no branches at all, selection of longest carbon chain is very easy. The given chain itself is the longest carbon chain. But sometimes a given compound has some of the branches present on it. In that case, you should select the longest carbon chain, which means maximum number of carbons you should try to get in the chain that is called as longest carbon chain. So let us start IUPAC rules. First rule is select the longest carbon chain. Always. Okay. How? Suppose I am having a compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always tetravalency of carbon should be maintained. To get that tetravalency, if functional groups are not there, you should add the required number of hydrogens. Suppose to get tetravalency, it already has one bond. How many required number of hydrogens I should add? 3. Here, out of 4, 2 are there. That means I should add 2. Out of 4, 2 are there. That means I should add 2. 2 are already there. I should add 2. 1, 2, 3 are already there. I should add only 1. 2 should be added. 3 should be added. Right? This is the compound given to you. How you will select the longest carbon chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your longest carbon chain, or one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is your longest carbon chain. You can select any chain, but which chain is correct? The chain in which maximum number of carbon atoms can come is the longest carbon chain. This is right. Okay. So that was the first rule. What is the second rule? Is I have just selected the longest carbon chain in which numberings was not there. Okay. If any substituent is present, substituent can be methyl, ethyl, all the prefixes, substituent is present, numbering should be done in such a way, numbering should be done to the chain, numbering should be in such a way that carbon bearing substituent should get least possible number. That type of numbering is correct, because when a substituent can be present, you can, why I have taken numbering from left side only, why not right side? What does it mean? Always I should take from right side, left side only, or what? No, I can take from left side numbering starting from 1 2 3 4, or right side numbering starting from 1 2 3 4. But both of them can be correct? No, both of them cannot be correct. Only that side numbering is correct, in which a substituent containing carbon should get the least possible number. In this case, I will take the same example. 3 4 5 6 7, okay, in which methyl group is present. Right. From which side should I give numbering? Should I give numbering from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, or should I give numbering 1 2 3 4 5 6? From which side should I give numbering to the chain? This side is correct or this side is correct? If I give numbering from left side, substituent present on carbon is this carbon. Substituent carbon bearing a substituent is this carbon, right? So on this carbon, you should try to get least possible number. Here the number which you are getting is 5, but here the number which you are getting is 3. Which number is the least number? 3. So that numbering is correct, and least possible number is not there, means that numbering is wrong. Okay, it can be present at any carbon, but carbon bearing a substituent should get the least possible number. That is only the correct numbering, other numbering is wrong. So I will change in this also, right? Okay, 2 rules we have seen. Now let us go to the next rule. What is the next rule? In a compound, right, the next rule is, in a given compound, if same substituent is repeated twice or thrice or 4 times, okay, if same substituent here can be methyl. In the longest carbon chain, methyl can come 2 times, methyl can come 3 times, methyl can come 4 times. How many times it comes? That should be the prefix beside the name of methyl. If same substituent is present, is repeated on the chain, what you should do? Use the prefix like dimethyl or diethyl or dipropyl for 2, trimethyl, triethyl, tributyl for 3 carbons, for 3 times. Same way, tetramethyl, tetraethyl, tetrapropyl, like that. Okay, 5 times means pentamethyl, 6 times means hexamethyl, like that. Okay, next rule is, I will not be following every rule now. whenever we start looking at the examples, then we will apply all the rules. Okay. Now numbering, whenever you are doing numbering, which type of numbering is correct? Carbon bearing a substituent should get least possible number. Okay. Now in the compound, if two different substituent is present on the chain, who should come first in the name, who should come next in the name, you should be able to select them, right? If two different substituent is present on the chain, that means in a single compound methyl substituent is there and ethyl substituent is there. Who should be preferred? Is follow alphabetical order. If the two substituents are methyl and ethyl, who comes first in the alphabet? E comes first. So you should write ethyl, comma, methyl, then root word. Okay, that is the name. Let us look at this rule because it comes very often. What is the compound I have? Suppose this is my compound in which okay, this is the compound. Give numbering. Numbering can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From left to right, if I give numbering, carbon bearing a substituent should get least possible number. Left to right, I am getting which number? 2 on one carbon and 4 on another carbon. From right to left, from right to left, which carbons, which numbering I am getting? 3 on one carbon and 5 on another carbon. Which numbers are least possible numbers? 2 and 4 are least possible numbers. 3 and 5 are not least possible numbers. So this is wrong and this is correct. So what I will do is I will rub this. Okay, so this numbering is correct. Now what was the rule? If two different substituent is present, the rule which I have applied was the previous rule only, this second rule. Now I will follow the fourth rule. What does it say? If two different substituent is present on the chain, follow alphabetical order. Okay. What was the first rule? Select longest carbon chain. Longest carbon chain has 6 carbons, right? After selecting the longest, in the first rule, you please add select the longest carbon chain and then assign the root word. Okay, that should be your complete rule for rule number 1.